Walt Disney World's Pirates of the Caribbean, 5 cool things you might not know about the classic ride. Pirates of the Caribbean is, without question, one of the most popular attractions that Walt Disney Imagineering has ever created. It routinely ranks near the top in fan popularity, and the original Disneyland version was the last attraction that Walt Disney himself directly oversaw the creation of, though he did not live to see it open. However, while the original Disneyland attraction will always be beloved for being the first and the technologically advanced Pirates of the Caribbean, Battle for the Sunken Treasure in Shanghai is probably the most impressive. The version of the attraction at Walt Disney World is arguably the most interesting due to its unusual history. Normally, Disney building an attraction at a second park is little more than a copy-paste job, and thus the attractions are usually just as good as the original because they're literally identical, but the story of Walt Disney World's Pirates of the Caribbean is actually a lot more interesting than that. Here's why. 1. It was never supposed to be at Walt Disney World. The most interesting thing about Pirates of the Caribbean at Walt Disney World is that the attraction was never supposed to be there. While the Haunted Mansion was designed to go into both the New Orleans Square at Disneyland and Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World at the same time, the feeling at the time was that Florida, being on the actual Caribbean, meant that locals and vacationers from nearby wouldn't need a New Orleans or pirate-themed attraction, as the real thing was so close. And so, Walt Disney World got a Liberty Square instead of a New Orleans Square, with no Pirates ride. 2. What's new and what's missing from the Walt Disney World version? Because Pirates of the Caribbean was never designed to have space at Magic Kingdom, it basically had to be crammed into a section of Adventureland that wasn't as big as what the ride had in California. 3. It played a part in killing a major Walt Disney World project. While the initial plan for Magic Kingdom didn't include Pirates of the Caribbean, that doesn't mean the park was never going to see anything similar to it. Disney may have skipped a Pirates attraction thinking guests in the Southeast wouldn't need it, but instead, at one point the plan was to bring a taste of the Western US to Disney World. 4. Pirates of the Caribbean has been changed multiple times. A few years ago, Pirates of the Caribbean made headlines when it was announced the attraction was going to undergo renovation to make changes to the bride auction sequence. 5. There's a somewhat secret way to ride it. When visiting Walt Disney World, one of the most potentially complicated tasks is figuring out how to balance your time and experience the most attractions in the shortest amount of time. The FastPass Plus system, which allows you to jump into shorter lines, is an important tool in doing this, but you're limited to 3 fast passes per day until you've used them all up, and by the time you do, whatever's left might not be that conducive to your schedule. Magic Kingdom's Pirates of the Caribbean is often overlooked when it comes to looking at the history of the attraction itself. It's the smaller version of the popular ride that did the best it could with what it had, but like every attraction in every Disney park, it has a unique history that is all its own, that makes it special in its own way. Okay, if you like this video, don't forget to click like button. See you in the next video.